Welcome back. Singapore prides itself as being an island of calm in an often chaotic region of Southeast Asia. Therefore, last Sunday's riot had undoubtedly shocked the nation and the world, especially its neighbors, including Indonesia. A committee of inquiry has been set up by Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong to investigate the cause of Singapore's worst riots in more than 40 years that broke out in Little India district last Sunday evening. Police have arrested 27 people in connection with the riot, 24 of them Indian nationals, 2 Bangladeshi and 1 Singaporean permanent resident. They now face a maximum sentence of 7 years in jail and whipping with a cane. Singapore's Prime Minister has meanwhile urged citizens not to show animosity towards migrant workers following the riot. No hateful or xenophobic comments are condoned, especially online. Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong said the committee to investigate the riot will look into the factors leading to the incident and the handling of the incident on the ground. The riot involved some 400 South Asian workers broke out on Sunday evening after a worker from India was knocked down in a fatal traffic accident at Little India. The rioters attacked the officers who responded to the incident. Some 300 police officers were sent to the scene and they had it under control in about an hour. The police said they fired not even a single shot in handling the incident. Local residents were impressed with their government's handling of the situation.
其实对于商业来讲呢，我觉得这个影响应该不大，因为新加坡应该对这件事情已经处理得很好。那关于外劳方面呢，其实他们来新加坡之前还是来到新加坡之后呢，应该有一个培训，入乡随俗嘛。
It was the biggest riot in Singapore in some 40 years, as the city-state has been known as one of the safest cities in the world. 27 security officials were injured in the incident. The rioters also damaged 16 police vehicles. Police have arrested 27 people in connection with the riot. 24 of them Indian nationals, 2 were Bangladeshi, and another 1 Singaporean permanent resident. And now let's continue our interview with our Singaporean guests. Now, Ashik and Ishan, you live in Jakarta. How long have you been living in here for?
I've been here since April. I've loved every minute of it and see myself staying here for a while.
It's a far cry from Singapore, Jakarta.
It is, but it's a very, very colorful city.
And you, Ishan?
Yeah, I live here. I've been here since February, but before that, on and off, back and forth from Singapore.
I'm an Indonesian national. Unlike you, I am very used to riots that has been sparking in Jakarta for as long as I can remember. Yeah, and for you to be, you arrived here since April and you since February.
Yeah.
Was there like a cultural shock? How was the adaptation like to see so many riots occurring in the Hotel Indonesia roundabout, industrial areas?
I'm gonna answer first.
Okay.
I've been here before I came here. I heard a lot about demonstrations and riots, more to demonstrations because there's a lot of issues going on here with the locals demanding for more pay, so on and so forth. So I was aware of it, but it was not until Labor Day, where every other country has a holiday, but in Indonesia it's the unofficial demonstration day. I was stuck in traffic, and on my left and on my right, there was full of motorbikes, all with flags and banners going to its place to actually carry out the demonstration. So it was actually a cultural shock for me.
And what about you, Ishan?
For me too. Yeah, we all grew up in Singapore. It's a peaceful
Definitely
country.
not a Singaporean way,
Exactly
the way
not.
our riders.
Jakarta way.
No?
Definitely not. No. So for me, first time seeing that, I think it was more of the demonstrations instead of the riots. It was the demonstrations, and I didn't really understand what was happening back then. I saw what was always every different day a different issue, and I think there's like different groups representing different aspects, ideas of what they want from the government, and yeah, very
They're very vocal, aren't they?
they are.
Yes, definitely disrupts traffic. Do you like the traffic jams and have you gotten used to it?
Well, to get here, it took an hour to get here on a Sunday afternoon, so that is definitely surreal. I don't think I can get over the traffic.
That's without a riot. With
Definitely.
a riot, definitely 2 hours.
Or even
Or
more.
more.
Or even more.
Or more, huh?
Definitely. I was stuck that day on Labor Day. I was stuck for 3 hours, so yep. Gotta get used to
It's
it.
not a
We
good scene.
learn to adapt, yeah?
We have to learn to adapt. It's a lovely country, and this is one of the cliques, so we're okay.
And with the way the Singaporean government handled the situation, one riot occurred at Little India district, and 300 police officers were deployed to the scene. Not one single shot was fired, and everything was transformed, like the tension subsided very quickly. Are you proud with the way they handled the riot?
I'm very proud. I think there's no better way to handle a riot. I think our police force, our paramedics and our firefighters did a very good job in subsiding the riot. I think I'm very proud of them. I'm just very proud. Now I know Singapore is very safe.
Yeah.
I'm in safe hands. We are in safe hands.
And
now.
it's a safer place. Huh?
Yeah.
And now let's not talk Indonesia, because you cannot compare Singapore's riot to the entire, like, it's too big.
Yeah.
How about we compare Singapore to Jakarta?
Okay.
Well, maybe Jakarta, where we have 12 million people, it's basically
Twice
two
the
times
size,
more.
yeah.
But with the way the Singaporean government has handled the situation, what do you think the the Jakartan law enforcers could do to maybe learn a little bit from the situation in Singapore last Sunday?
First of all, I think it's the active enforcement of the law. Like Singapore has extremely strict rules where those who were caught had to be, sentenced to jail as well as strokes of the cane. That's one of it. And second part, probably leave it to Yishan to say it.
Yeah, I think it's more about the understanding from both sides. Law enforcers has to understand why riots happen, why demonstrations happen, and again, to add on enforcement, I think that the locals also have to understand why this has to be enforced, why what they are doing may disrupt the activities around Indonesia for Jakarta.
And one last point, instead of just blaming the people who started the demonstration, perhaps the government of Jakarta could look into the underlying issues to see what actually started this riots or demonstrations in the first place to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yes, because this is what's amazing about how the Singaporean government has handled the situation, is that instead of fully blaming the perpetrators for the riot, they're actually reflecting and looking upon themselves and try to fix the system, maybe by improving the condition of the welfare, maybe, or the living environments of the foreign workers. Is that something that, yes, is that something that maybe the Jakartan law enforcers are lacking, you think?
Well, first of all, the Jakarta government has so many demonstrations, so many in their hands to actually go through and identify every single problem will be a tough task for any government, for that matter. Singapore definitely, they should actually get to the bottom of this through understanding more of the issues and to address it in a better way.
Yeah, I would agree.
We'll definitely get to the bottom of that more.
Yeah.
And we have to go on a commercial break for now. And next, the riot has continued to spark serious debates on the condition of the foreign workers living in the country. So stay tuned.